Hello and welcome to ED 2491, Teaching for Learning 1. My name is Annalise Mitchell and I'm one of the teachers who teach this subject. This video is one of a series of videos that I'll be creating for ED 2491. It is intended as a guide and an overview of each week, providing you with some guidance on what to expect, but also some information that is included in your subject outline, on LearnJCU and in the LibGuides. As can be seen in the diagram and as evidenced by the title, this subject revolves around the teaching and learning process and basically what makes teaching effective. It is a very hands-on subject and is a professional development that you will need to go through so that you can become an effective teacher. So before we begin, it is essential to see the subject outline located on LearnJCU for further details and clarification of information contained in this PowerPoint. As you already know, the subject outline is your most important document. You need to ensure that you read it carefully and record all the important dates into your diary. If I were you, I would spend some time going through this until I believed I understood what was required of me. This will hold you in good stead for the remainder of the subject. So, back to the diagram. As you can see, although teaching is central, learning, curriculum, pedagogy and classroom management all are crucial factors that not only influence teaching, but inform and provide teachers with the knowledge and skills to become effective in their practice. This is why this subject will focus on these core components. Now, if you're not already convinced that this subject is of paramount importance, then I have provided some brief points on why it is believed to be important. As a professional development subject, it provides practice-blended, simulated and scenario-based teaching and learning. It enables you to apply theoretical approaches to a variety of settings, including Indigenous and rural regional settings. And lastly, the subject's themes cover the whole variety of topic areas relevant to effective teaching and learning, such as learning about learners, planning for learning, pedagogy, creating safe and supportive environments, and reflecting on teachers' work, and, very importantly, teacher well-being. Now, I'm pretty sure that almost all of you would be familiar with the subject learning outcomes that decorated your assessment task sheets in your first year of education. These subject outlines, apart from sometimes sounding quite formal and dry, are really important as they outline what educators hope that you will achieve on the completion of this subject. By the end of this subject, you should be able to successfully design lessons and learning experiences for diverse contexts, including Indigenous and rural regional areas which meet the needs of individual learners. You'll also be able to critique lesson design and pedagogies by drawing on theoretical perspectives, critically evaluate a range of strategies and pedagogies by drawing on theoretical perspectives, and lastly, demonstrate the AITSL standards at a developed level. Phew, that was a mouthful, but now you probably have an idea why this subject requires so much effort and time. Now, like the outcomes, this subject also has aims. It has been designed to assist you to develop the theoretical framework so that you better understand what you experience and will practice in the classroom. It also aims to develop you into a reflective practitioner who thinks in an informed way, for example, through using evidence and theory, and to enable you to identify your own learning needs and thus become an active learner. Now, I can imagine if you are anything like me, at this stage you'll be thinking, well, how should I prepare myself so that I can achieve all these expectations? Well, if I were you, I would ensure that I responded to the stimulus questions and tasks in preparation for my weekly workshops, tutorials or discussions. I would also ensure that I participated in discussion of materials that I was professional in all my interactions with my peers and in my application of academic conventions. Lastly, I would ensure that I completed all required coursework, such as the weekly personal journal entries and all assessment tasks. Now, for what you are most probably curious about, the assessment tasks. The first assessment task will require you to design and critique a teacher-centered or student-centered lesson for a simulated class. So, In other words, you'll be required to create a lesson plan that is informed by a variety of theoretical frameworks and is designed for a diverse setting. You will then critically analyse your lesson plan and practice in an assignment-based format. Your second assessment task will be a portfolio that is composed of critical reflections of simulated practice. What this means is that you'll be required to critically reflect on your lesson planning and what makes for quality teaching and learning. By the end of these assessments, you'll have a lot of knowledge of all the factors that influence and inform your practice. Again, see your subject outline for dates, task requirements and further details. Dr. Pauline Taylor, the subject coordinator, will be providing you with further details as the semester progresses. So don't worry too much if it's still very vague. You will be learning much more as the weeks go by. Now, so one of the greatest things about learning, I think, is learning with others, as it makes it so much more meaningful and fun. The weekly workshops, tutorial discussions and discussion board entries, depending on which study mode you're enrolled in, will require you to respond to stimulus questions and tasks in preparation to share information and ideas with your peers in the forum that is applicable to your study mode. To find the questions, go to the subject materials section of LearnJCU and see the learning guide located in each week. To promote your reflective capacity, a personal journal, just like the one you did last semester, will require you to reflect on the weekly readings and the module's key concepts. This material will then be used as preparation for your participation in weekly discussions. Again, see the learning guide for the applicable week. Now, lastly, to help you achieve all of the subject's requirements, a series of texts have been provided for you to access. Of course, there will be the main subject text, which is called Becoming a Teacher, Knowledge, Skills and Issues, which will be your main guide. Then there will be additional subject online readings via Dropbox and further readings provided in the LibGuide, a website that you are no doubt familiar with. But if you're not, I have attached the link for you to familiarise yourself with its conventions. So to wrap up, if you have any further questions, please post questions on LearnJCU or contact me directly at annalise.mitchell2@jcu.edu.au or see the subject outline and Facebook for the relevant contact person. So thank you for listening to the first video for ED 2491. Next week I'll present a video for week 2. You can subscribe to this channel and even receive emails when I post a new video on YouTube. This way you don't need to regularly check, although you most likely will be with this subject. Thank you very much. Bye for now.